Steven Universe and all associated images are property of Cartoon Network, Rebecca Sugar, and any and all other respective owners. I don't know them all. All footage in this video has been used for the purpose of critique parody under fair use. Please support the official release. So a while ago, like more than half a year ago, jeez, this theory series is getting old, I made a video that was one half of a collaborative effort with another YouTuber, King Domo, where we each argued our point of view on the song Love Like You, which was at that time incomplete. We had at that point only gotten the first two verses and the section titled Nothing Like You. Now we know the entire thing. We have for a little while now, and a lot of you have been asking me to do a follow-up video discussing my thoughts on the entire song. And quite frankly, I still think my original assessment was correct. I'm not going to play the song here or go through all of the lyrics myself because it is a proper length song and that would just take up too much time. Instead, I ask you to go and find the lyrics yourself and either give them a read or give the full song a listen somewhere else on YouTube. There are plenty of people who have edited together the full version very, very well. All that said though, looking at the lyrics, it still sounds to me like a song being sung by Rose to Greg. Not literally to Greg, but a song that Rose might have thought while thinking of Greg. There are two sections that have me absolutely convinced that I'm right. The first one being the aforementioned Nothing Like You. I always thought I might be bad, now I know that it's true, because I think you're so good and I'm nothing like you. Thematically, that is almost the lyricized version of what Rose told Greg in We Need to Talk when she insisted that he didn't want to know about her past. In fact, I kind of imagine that a very similar thought to this verse was what was going through her head while she was saying those words. The second passage is the verse called Adore You. Look at you go, I just adore you, I wish that I knew what makes you think I'm so special. We've seen Rose and Greg interact yet again in Greg the Babysitter, and in that opening montage where we're seeing scenes of Rose just watching Greg be Greg, just spending time with him, I can imagine this is something she would have thought quite often. Reading the lyrics in Rose's voice, it just fits perfectly, if you consider that Greg is the person that she is singing to, because it definitely sounds like she is singing to someone that she has actually met, which is why I don't think it could possibly be Steven. It all just fits so well. However, I did say in my previous video that I feel like this song could be sung by practically anyone to practically anyone. And I did say that I agreed with my previous video, so of course I agree with that statement as well. I mean, heck, it could be Amethyst singing to Peridot for all we know. Wait a minute. It could be Amethyst singing to Peridot. I hadn't actually really thought about this, but hold on, guys. I think I need a second to organize my thoughts. And seconds up. Guys, I think I discovered the actual true meaning of this song. I'm not even kidding. Let's look at those same two sections again, but consider them from Amethyst's perspective directed at Peridot. Even removing the whole Amidot thing from the equation, despite the fact that I think they would make a good romantic pairing, let's look at this without any romantic connotations at all, assuming that love in the context of this song is platonic love. I always thought I might be bad, now I'm sure that it's true because I think you're so good and I'm nothing like you. Amethyst has so much self-hate, she thinks so little of herself, and she's only recently started to improve. And then along comes Peridot, a gem who is also not nearly as strong as she was intended to be, who's also stranded on Earth, and yet she knew her real home. She got to experience what her life was intended to be, despite the fact that she's every bit as defective as Amethyst herself, something that Amethyst will never get to experience. And as for Adore You, clearly Amethyst likes Peridot. Again, removing the possibility of a romance between them completely from the equation, Amethyst clearly likes Peridot and wants to spend time with her. And being someone who thinks so little of herself, it would be genuinely confusing to her why Peridot thinks so much of her, despite the fact that Peridot has acknowledged that Amethyst is defective, that she is not the way she was intended to be. And then look at this section titled The Way You Look. When I see the way you look, shaken by how long it took, I could do about anything, yada yada yada. This is clearly making reference to the second verse of the original song, When I See the Way You Act, wondering when I'm coming back. Just look how excited Peridot is to see Amethyst every time Amethyst comes back to the barn. A sentiment that Amethyst hasn't shared on every single occasion, especially most recently when she was still distracted by the looming threat of Jasper. Clearly this song was foreshadowing the fact that she would feel guilty that she lacked the same enthusiasm that Peridot did on that occasion. And if you do want to add back in the romantic element, then of course this song makes even more sense. In fact, while this song could work as a song about friendship itself, I really do feel like it fits more in the context of a romance, even a struggling romance, like Lars to Sadie, for example. Hold on a second. Sorry guys, just one more second to organize my thoughts once again. And the second's up. Holy crap guys, I think I discovered the real meaning of this song. It is very clearly a lament being sung by Lars to Sadie. Obviously, just like I mentioned with Rose, it's not literally being sung to Sadie. It's literally just Lars' feelings towards Sadie, ones that he could never actually voice. I always thought I might be bad, now I know that it's true because I think you're so good and I'm nothing like you. Just look at the new Lars. How unsurprised Lars is when he hears that Sadie expected the worst from him. When I see the way you act, wondering when I'm coming back. When I see the way you look, shaken by how long it took. We have seen multiple occasions of this exact behavior from Sadie directed towards Lars. She's so happy to see him every time he shows up, back in her life again, and yet, more often than not, she's disappointed by how little time he is willing to spend with her and how easily he dismisses her. If I could begin to do something that does right by you, I would do about anything. I would even learn how to love like you. This is clearly something that Lars wants to do. He wants to be able to return Sadie's affection that he clearly feels for her, because he doesn't feel like it's fair, and yet he's too afraid to do so. I'm absolutely sure now this is the actual meaning of the song. There is no other way to interpret it. Except that there actually is other ways to interpret it. This song, as I mentioned before, can be written to literally anyone from literally anyone. It was designed to be ambiguous in that way. In fact, Rebecca Sugar came out and said as much at the recent San Diego Comic-Con that the song was written not to be from one specific character to one specific character, but to be a sort of anthem showcasing the overall theme of the show. It was literally written to be able to be applied to any two characters. Just like I said. Of course, that doesn't really surprise me. I would think at this point it wouldn't surprise you either. Anyway, what did you guys think of this? I guess I can't really call it a theory, since I was really only trying to get the information that the true meaning of the song had been revealed by the crew out there in a comedic way. So I guess I'll say video. What did you guys think of this video? Let's discuss this great song in the comment section down below. And while we're at it, why don't you tell me who you like to imagine is singing this song and to whom, and a little bit about why. Either way, this has been AJ22, and I will talk to you guys later. Do you have a theory idea or merely a musing about the show that you'd like me to discuss? You can head on over to my Facebook page and send me a message detailing your ideas, and if I find them interesting enough, I'll be sure to respond. Or you could head on over to my Tumblr page and send me an ask. If it's not something that I've covered before, I'll be sure to answer. If you are on Facebook or Tumblr, I also recommend that you like and or follow me there as well to keep up to date on all of my content, as well as any supplementary content that I might post on either of those sites. And if you know anyone on Facebook or Tumblr who might find my content interesting, please share it with them. I'd really appreciate it.